Good, good.
Sick.
All right. All right, all good. All right, let me just give a bit of background, well, to everybody that's in the room and yourself as well, about why and what the how do you progress kind of interview is about. And I think the main thing is more or less building a community. That's what the purpose of it is, to build a community, share experiences, being able to network and share aspirations and have kind of a space for a growth mindset, really and
Mm,
truly, and to really see how people manage to do what they do, and actually have that conversation. Because not all the time, and especially with some young people, they don't get to speak to someone who's actually managed to achieve what they want to embark on.
mm, mm.
So, I think it's really a lot of value in it. So it's good for everyone to
100.
connect and we move forward.
Sick, sick.
So today, for those of you in the room, we have with us Chloe Dean.
Yay!
She's choreographer, movement director, creative consultant, worked with the likes of Little Sims, Rita Ora, traveled the world performing and all the wow. you
Oh,
know.
thank you. Big love, big love.
So yeah, first and foremost, how about know you as you started out, just to give a bit of background, is
Hmm.
you used to always dance in the area, and I was, involved in dance as well, and I did
Hmm. Hmm.
none of it, and I performed and all the rest of it, and I always noticed you very engaged with dance in general. It was your thing, and then even recently, I saw a post with what's his name, Bismarck. I think it's
Oh,
Bismarck.
yes.
You
Yeah,
posted
yeah,
something with
yeah, yeah,
Bismarck,
yeah, yeah,
who I
yeah.
actually met at Brit School. It was actually where I connected with him, and I was
Oh,
like, wow.
mad. That's
And
too
it was,
wild. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
and it was good to see like someone that I've connected with like throughout your
yeah.
journey, and you see them actually still doing what they're doing, and and
100.
doing well off of
Yeah.
it. But yeah, how was kind of that process from when I met you and you
Mm.
enjoyed dance or whatnot to how you work now?
It's been, yeah, I think it's been me kind of finding my way and trying to keep consistency all the way through my journey and my career. I think as a young person, I wasn't really sure how to do it. Like I didn't have someone come and tell me like this is how you do what you want to do. So it was a lot of watching, learning, being. I was very eager to be like any and every class or jam or show.
Mm,
I didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I wasn't like privileged to be able to go to a lot of the things I wanted to go to. So I tried to find
okay.
any and every way to like either get there or like find something that's similar, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
without having to pay like so much money because I just didn't have it. My mom didn't have it. Like it just wasn't there. So I found that quite challenging. But then what I started to realize is I became a little bit of a hustler. So I started teaching. And then from there, I then started to make money to be able to train and do the things that I kind of wanted to do slowly but surely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went from there. And then like a big thing for me is like each one teach one. So being able to teach people actually helped me train. So like the things that
How,
I were learning.
as a
Sorry, go.
dancer and a choreographer as
Mm-mm,
well, how was the transition over from, for example, dancing, like if you're dancing in like
mm-mm,
a dance group, and
mm,
teaching? Like,
mm-mm.
how did you manage to do that?
I think it's always. Oh, can you hear me? I think it went a bit funny. Can
Yeah,
you still
yeah.
hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
It's something I've always wanted to do anyway. And as I said, like it happened from when I was like 15. I started teaching. I thought I knew everything, and I started teaching. But it was yeah, it was a tool for me to help others, but also help myself. And then from then on, it just stuck with me. And again, it was like I enjoy it, but I also found it was a great way to do something that I still like doing without having to do like a retail job or like another job on top of what I was
hmm
trying to do to kind of make ends meet. So yeah, it kind of happened naturally.
Okay. All right. Just to address the room again as well. Anyone that's got any questions, please comment. You can just comment and leave a question. What I'm going to do as well, we've got three main questions, and I'm just going to put them up now, so people that's joining could kind of see where we're at.
But
All right. Give me- Yeah. Youth and over. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do them one by one. It makes more
Sick.
sense. So, and I'm just gonna pin this. Yeah. All right. You've actually touched on this a bit already. But anyone
Mm-mm.
that's in the room, got Chloe Dean with us. She's a choreographer, a dancer. She travels the world doing what she loves most. And we're basically picking her brain to find out how and, how you maintain that.
Sick.
So,
Yeah, the challenges, I think
what
there
challenge have you
definitely
faced?
one was as a young person is money because, but I think we were lucky, especially in like Lucianborough and that like
Mm.
it was, I felt like there was a lot of things to do like for free. Some things you had to pay for, but like there's a lot of youth clubs that had dance crews that you could be a part of. And that's how I found my way. I started a performing arts school called Second Wave, so I started to go there in Deptford.
Okay.
And
Yeah, yeah.
then from there, I started meeting other people, which was a great thing to do. And People's Day, like performing at People's Day, like People's Day was the place
Yeah,
to be.
yeah.
People's Day was the place to be. But yeah, money. But then again, like as I said before, like I started to find a way to make money. It wasn't loads, but like I started to find a way to hustle and
Mm.
make money to be able to do the things I wanted to do. So that was one of the challenges which I'm happy I overcame. And then, because I think that's a big thing, because I think a lot of people think the arts doesn't make money, so then people just don't want to do it. But I think
Hmm.
if you put your mind to it and you find other avenues within your art form to make the money, you can start to get to where you want to be, making
Yeah.
that money, if that
It
makes
seems that
sense.
a lot of like you almost have to design it yourself. You almost have to build how it
Exactly,
works.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I made sure that I was like teaching as much as I could when I wasn't like auditioning or working or training so that I
Mm.
can make money. And then obviously I'm looking to make money in the jobs that I really, really want to do, which is like performing or choreographing or do you know what I mean? Those kind of things. So I think that was a challenge that I overcame. Another, I think a challenge is well, when I started, it was, and it's got even bigger now, but I think it's such a huge kind of saturated world, the dance world, and especially now online and stuff. It's like it's everyone wants to do it, or
Yeah.
everyone's a dancer, everyone's a choreographer. So I think it's looking at what your market is quite challenging, and trying to find your
Your
brand or
own
what you
space
offer.
kind of
Yeah,
thing. And
exactly. Yeah.
it's a how did you go about doing that? Finding your own space
I
with
think
in a
I think
market where there's so much.
Yeah, I think I'm still finding it, but I definitely feel like I'm getting closer to it now. Because I just think me personally, like I'm a female choreographer, but I don't I hate being boxed or like booked on a job because I'm a female, like or just expected
Yeah.
to do feminine
Certain type
movement.
of
Like
choreography, a
yeah,
certain type, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I really want to pride myself on doing like everything or being across the board. I think a choreographer should be able to work with anyone as a movement director as well as a
Hmm.
choreographer. So that's something that I really want to push and change because there's not many females in the scene as a choreographer, like actually working. So I just
Yeah.
really want to try and change that, especially coming from ends and like coming from
Yeah.
nothing and
and
like.
and it's funny because I see that across the board. Even with I find like musically, I find like with sound engineers, for example, it's
Mm.
rare you find like a
Mm.
female sound engineer or producer, and
Exactly,
it's like
exactly.
I don't understand. Like I know a lot of
Mm.
women
Sick.
that are
Yeah,
really in
women, yeah,
tune with
exactly.
like their
Yeah.
music, and it just I don't understand. It needs to change,
Mm.
and we need to change the narrative on
That's
some
what I want to
things.
push, and that's why like I see a lot of other women around me, especially young women who are creating, and I really want to support that and push that as much as possible. That's why I have my own all female company. Like we're going for a rebrand and a relaunch at the
Okay.
moment, but that's kind of where I want it to go as well. Is like creating a space for women to have their voice and be
Mm,
supported, and it's not just about five, six, seven, eight, but it's about like actually getting work, finding ways to develop yourself, put yourself
yeah.
out there because I think I found that challenging as well is like having to talk business as well, like learning the business
Yeah.
and having to talk the business and be proud and not get taken for a waste man sometimes. Like,
Because it is a
um,
business. It is a
yeah,
business as well. And I think sometimes coming into it, you don't always
mm,
see
mm,
that.
Exactly. And I think it's also about holding your circle. Like who do you work with that you enjoy and you know that like you work well with them and you can continue with them. I think that's a really strong thing. And I feel like I've been blessed to start to find those people like over the years that I've been doing it, and I try and keep that moving. I think energy is a big thing. Like if you've got the right
Mm,
energy around you, it will push you in the right directions. And I think that's a lot with the work that I want to do with young people moving forwards, is looking at that as an energy, not just about like, oh, let's
yeah,
do some dance moves. Like, no, but where's your mind at to be able to
yeah.
apply this? Because I think dance can help everyone as well. Like, it doesn't even need to be something you really want to do on stage. It can still help your social skills, like your fitness. Do you know what I mean? There's so
Because
much that
yeah,
it can help with.
it's expressive. You can communicate through dance.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
there's a lot. Because I think that's how I first connected with dance. Because before I
Mm-mm,
even, not a lot of people know, but before I even MC'd or was musical or
mm-mm,
whatnot, and was around the mic, I was on the stage dancing. And I think a big part of it is that was how I expressed myself. 'Cause I didn't talk
mm-mm.
much, you
Mm.
know.
And no, but I agree, and you was a sick dancer as well, because I would watch you and be like, yeah, I need to be like you. But yeah, no, I agree. I was a really quiet child as well. Like I didn't tell anyone how I felt, and I think that was my way to like
Yeah.
express myself honestly as well, which I think everyone could do in some way. So
Okay. So another question, because you said that and it made me think on something, and then I'm gonna open up. So everyone, please just message in any questions that you have in regards to dance or pursuing your dreams or how to, overcome challenges, and yeah, what skills you need to do that. You said something about yeah, you was quite quiet when you was younger and stuff. What made you think? Because I speak with a lot of young people and they feel like, yeah, I can dance, but I can't dance that good, or I can't, I can't put
mm,
myself in that position yet. What made you think that
mm,
you deserved the space you was working
mm,
towards?
mm. I think it was I had good people around me in regards to teachers and like crews I was in or companies I was in, which is a big factor. But also, I think as a young person, I had to learn that things don't happen overnight, which I think is even
Uh,
harder now with
yeah,
like social media, because it looks like you watch this video and it looked like someone just made it up on the spot and like
yeah,
it's sick, and like you try and do it and you're like, I'm crap. Like, but you don't realize that, like, oh, actually, this takes practice, and I need to apply myself to do this to get the
mm,
results that other people are getting that you're seeing, but you're not seeing their challenge or their journey. You're just seeing the outcome, which I think is really challenging for young people now. But that was something I had to learn, is
yeah,
taking time and allowing things to come, and apply it. Yeah, applying yourself. Making mistakes is a hard one, I found as well,
yeah.
but it helps.
It helps. It's hard to relate to mistakes that way.
Exactly. It took me a long time, but I think if you're not making mistakes, you're not really doing anything, or you're holding back sometimes,
That's
and that's
that's a
something
good
I'm trying to get
takeaway.
out of. Yeah, like
All
for
right.
sure.
So we have our first question up. It's the same. I'm so time conscious, which is
No,
what
of course.
challenges have you faced and overcome or are overcoming? And is anyone in the room want to ask any questions about facing any challenges or how to overcome challenges, or even just opportunities or creating opportunities for
Mm.
yourself within dance or the creative field? And I give it 2 seconds while I type in the next question. I'll give them space to
Cool, cool,
respond.
cool. I feel like I need to rap, but I'm not as good as you, so I'm not gonna try.
Yeah. As you said about that
Uh,
icebergs, a lot of practice. Because
yeah.
as you said, I wasn't a talker, so God knows what I'm doing now.
Mm. That's
How
it,
did I
though.
get here?
It's so dope. Okay, I think we've got a question. Do you think you need an agent to go further and audition for
Ah,
things to do with coming up? That's a really good
that's a good
question.
question.
Yeah, I think agents definitely help 100%, but I think you've got to find the right agent for you. I guess it comes with experience. Like, because I used to like audition for loads of different agencies and just be on everyone's books, but then not really like feel like I've been
Mm,
sent to places, or like I've been booked or put forward for auditions because I'm me. It's kind of like everyone on the books gets put on the audition, so it's not really like specific.
Yeah.
But I personally found a great agency, which is Silas Movement, that I work with a lot, that I'm
Okay.
really, really grateful to be a part of, because they
You
just
hear that?
move,
Get a
they
quick plug
move,
there, guys. Note that one
yeah.
down.
They just move different. They just move different. But I would, yeah, I think agents can help you if you find the right one. And I think you've got to be really clear about what it is you want to do. So you can tell them, yo, this is what I want to do. So can you get me those jobs? I think it's about communication with having an agent. But I think a lot of the time, a lot of the work that I had growing up, a lot of it was word of mouth, or me just going to auditions and just rocking up, as opposed to
Okay.
waiting for an agent.
Do you
Um,
think, I'm gonna ask this question probably on behalf of a lot of people. Do you think it's still the same now?
mm, like after like COVID and stuff, or just in
Um,
general, like,
oh gosh, we'll get
or in
into
my
that.
career.
But just in general, just over time.
Mm, mm,
So
mm, mm,
how do you go about
mm.
just walking into an audition or finding
It's about
auditions?
like literally researching, socializing. If
Okay.
you like, I used to go to loads of different classes. If you go to different classes, you meet new people, you
Okay.
start to talk. Like, people see you dance as well in certain
Yeah.
things. Like, if you're part of projects, like even People's Day, do you know what I mean? Like, doing People's
Yeah.
Day as a young person, there used to be bare people that used to come up to you and be like, "Oh, look, like I can put you on this agency, or I can do
Yeah.
this." I think it's just showcasing yourself, and I think it's great online now because you can just put everything online and people can contact you like that. I just think I think it's just a bit about being wary about who you want to trust in that sense. Because remember, agencies take 20% of your money at least. So you got to
Okay.
think,
Yeah.
are they're working for you? So like, are they working for me? Like, are they actually gonna help me, or are they just taking money because they've given me like this opportunity? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's looking
Yeah.
at that and seeing if it's a win for you.
I didn't, let me pin this. I didn't pin it. Yeah. All right. Good. I hope that helps as well. Is there any more questions? Ah, there you go. When you found yourself in a position where you weren't happy with your result, what kept you going?
Time. I'm the worst. I'm a perfectionist, like, and I dwell on things. I've had to learn to come away from stuff, and not like overwatch something or overlook back, and just keep it moving and allow time. Because as I said before, I think you need to make mistakes. So
Mm,
if you do something that you're not happy with, I think you need to look at it. I've always tried to look at it as, what can I learn from this, as opposed to just like, oh, this is crap, like I should
yeah.
give up. Like, it's not that. I think, and it comes back to what you said about the iceberg thing. Like, you've got to realize you need that iceberg to build and become what it is above the surface, as opposed
Mm,
to just trying to be perfect, because it's just
yeah.
not going to have integrity. It's not going to have like honesty. I think honesty comes from like all the times that you fall, but when you come back up is the bit where it's like liberating. It gives you fire. Like, I don't know
Mm.
about anyone else, but if I do something dead out and I'm like, oh, this is crap, like it just makes me want to just go mad hard for the next time, or
Okay.
like,
You relate
you know
to
what
it
I
a bit.
mean?
You've learned to relate to it a
Yeah,
bit differently.
yeah, 100,
It's not a L, it's
100,
a challenge.
yeah,
I
100.
like that. I like that.
Oh, bless it. Flo, I just want to say big up Flo and Cleo and Rise. Oh, I love you guys. I miss you guys. That's so sick. Sending
Right.
my love, sending my love. Yeah, just keep going is a thing. And it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but like,
Mm.
it's something I've had to really be strict on myself, because there's been bare times that I want to be like, I'm just gonna go and work a normal job, or just gonna stop. But then it's weird, on those times I'll get a call from someone and I'll be like, "Raw, imagine if I gave up like an hour
Yeah.
ago and didn't take that call." It's like, it's mad. But yeah, I think keep it going, keep it moving.
All right. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm very mindful of time. I want to get as much from you as possible when I can. And
100, 100.
when our next question is, when have you found yourself in a position? Oh no, that's the thingy one. Where's our pinned question? Did I not pin it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw the. That
All
was the
right. What's
last question we
helped you
did.
progress throughout your career?
Help me progress
Like
throughout my career. I think similar, like being vocal about what you want to do, finding
communication.
your, yeah, communication, finding people that are down for you, in a sense of like, they're cool energies to work with. They might help in regards to moving your journey forward or moving your
Mm.
career forward. And I don't mean using people, I mean like having people like that are down for
Yeah,
you, that will, whether that's someone supporting you, whether that's someone sharing something, whether that's someone is like, do you know what I mean? Like someone that's
yeah.
just got your back. And I think those people change as well over time. Because I used to be really sad when
Okay. Yeah.
like I used to think, oh, I've got this confidant and he like this person's sick and like they're down for me, and then all of a sudden they change their journey, and then you feel really lonely. But I think those people are like seasonal. Like I think you
That's an
have people,
interesting one because sometimes
yeah,
when you start a journey with someone, that's the person you expect to be with, like
to
throughout,
continue, of
throughout. You know,
course,
that's
yeah.
broski is always
But
gonna be there.
exactly. But I think
But
it changes, and I think even when sometimes I've had people that I've like been close with creatively for like years, and then I won't see them for like 5 years, and then they'll come back in my life, and we're both at a great point where it's good to now
mhm.
reconnect, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's mad, but yeah, I really believe in that as well. People's, and then like I find this really hard, and it's taken me ages, but like knowing like who you like, you know, like telling yourself like, do you know who you are, bro? Like, like
yeah,
do you
yeah,
know who you are? Like, and not allowing your head, like your thoughts, to stop you from going for
yeah.
things or talking highly about yourself. And I find that really hard. Like, yeah, I used to find it even harder. But I think it's about tooting your own horn, shouting for yourself, especially through this whole COVID like pandemic, and everyone's been
Yeah.
by themselves. It's really hard because you get stuck in your head, I think. But yeah, I think shouting for yourself, which is something I'm still working on, because I
Yeah.
feel like
Have
I'm like, hi
have
guys, look at me, and then I go back into the shadows.
it's funny. It's weird that a lot of performers I find can be kind of introverts at the same time they're performers. Oh, I know you're squashed for time as well.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. They're gonna lock up in like 3 minutes.
But well, I'm just gonna open up to the floor. If there's any last question you want to squeeze in quickly, because you're gonna have to leave us soon.
I'm so
So
sorry.
if there's any
Quick one.
question, no, that's fine. It's glad, and I'll be glad to have you on again if you'll be glad to
Yes,
come.
down. I'm down. What you're doing is amazing. Like I'm honored to be on here. So thank you so much.
I'm glad you can join us. Trust me, we're building that community, and being as I know that you're supporting
100.
and giving back to the young people and everyone else as well, we will stay connected.
100.
You know me already.
Please, yeah, defo.
Anything else? Any other questions?
Omar said I'm the biggest introvert. I feel
it's
you, Omar, bro. I feel you.
it's weird. These
I
introvert
feel you.
performers, they go on stage and then they come off and then it's just,
It's like you have to recharge, and I think that's
mm,
something I've had to deal with as well, because it's like, yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one, especially
all
going
right.
through COVID. I think it's been a madness, but yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let you go. And if you got any questions that you want me to kind of get over to Chloe, just send them in, DM us, keep in contact because we keep everybody
Yes,
connected. All
for
right,
sure.
guys. So
Big up.
stay tuned. We're gonna lose Chloe now, but stay tuned because we're gonna log back in and do a power planning session. So if this has inspired
Ooh,
you in any way as well, you can log in and maybe set a goal and look at your circle of influence. Yeah.
amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, man.
Sending love to everyone. Have a lovely evening. Take care, guys.
All right. Take care.
Bye.